Greetings YouTube and welcome to today's video. That's been a highly requested video for the past couple weeks and I'm finally getting around to making it. So you are staring at my best champions, or at least the best 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 or so. And if you're level 60 and your champions, especially your 5 stars and I guess 4-star rank 5s, are not the same PI, you might be wondering, because I get this question all the time, why the heck is the PI of your champions higher than mine? Well, it has to do with my mastery setup. And I want to go ahead and say at the beginning of this video that, like all my mastery setup videos, this mastery setup works for me because I care most about two things: questing and arena. If you don't grind in the arena at all, you're not going to want to use this mastery setup because the PI really doesn't matter much. Mainly PI, as you know, if you're an arena grinder, means more points in the arena, and because there are so many milestones and, dare I say, so many arenas to grind and so little time, especially with dungeons now, you don't want to spend all day grinding the arena. And that's not even counting the fact that arena grinding is kind of like getting your tooth pulled after a while because it's so monotonous and can really, really detract from your overall happiness of the day. So what I'm going to do is show you my mastery setup and just talk a little bit about it. I think this is personally the best mastery setup I've seen overall for both questing and arena. But if you've got something different that works for you, then good for you. I'm not telling you you should switch it. I'm just telling you if you want PI like mine, and you're level 60, there's a very easy way to do it. And by easy, I don't mean easy at all, because it costs a heck of a lot of mastery cores given the amount of units I've put into this setup. All right, so I think basically if you're wanting to maximize PI, any mastery build that you look at from anyone's channel, man, I'm having a hard time talking tonight. You're going to max out precision and cruelty. This will give you an insane amount of PI boost, and it's just great for you overall in your fights as well. Really, it's a win-win. But besides that, I get asked all the time about suicide masteries, which if you're new to the game, suicide masteries essentially are what that connotation tells you they are. They are masteries that can heighten your attack, but they're suicide in that you will eventually lose your health. And in Alliance War, they are a big-time no-no because of one simple fact, and that's the recoil that you take every time that you do a special can eventually kill the champion. I do want to say that I was on the receiving end of a very bad situation last week in Alliance War, where suicide masteries were actually a huge benefit and the reason why I could not get down this rank 5 5-star Iceman, because with the suicide mastery, I was losing over 800 health per second with Cold Snap, and because you're only getting to recoil if the Iceman gets to the special, I was losing, especially with my unfortunate 4 stars and their low health, I was losing all of my health before Iceman even got to his special one. So in that case, the suicide masteries actually meant the best way for me to die. And that's something that's really fascinating to me because I haven't heard too many people explain that, and yet that's the reason why I couldn't down the Iceman. So for those who say suicide masteries are always the worst for Alliance War, that's a case in which that's not true. Now, if we look down at the bottom here, deep wounds, there are so many champions in the game that make you bleed. And even though Sentinels aren't bleed, or are bleed immune, I should say, you still want to rank up God tier bleed champs. Obviously, Blade is the top of this list, but Ghost Rider can cause bleed. Wolverine, X-23 is a great demigod bleed, and then you have someone like Gwenpool who also causes bleed. And the longer your champions cause bleed, the more health you're going to take from the enemy, and the quicker the fight. So I would recommend in this tree that the first one you max out is Deep Wounds, especially given the lack of resources often that you have, because you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars right away on your mastery build. Now, over time, I have kind of changed my mind on Assassin. I used to have 2 out of 5 in it, and it did fine. But 5 out of 5 really helps when you go for the uncollected monthly quests, because you're going to be fighting bosses who have a PI somewhere in the 30 to 40,000s, and they have health that's over 120,000. And so when you get below 18%, you're going to want to maximize the ability to finish the fight. And if you've got a god tier high damage champ like a Star-Lord or a Stark Spidey, then you are going to be so happy to have Assassin maxed out. This also does give you a decent PI boost, which I was kind of surprised about when I first ranked it up. Now, going to defense, I think defense personally is the least important tree, because if you fight really well, you aren't going to get hit anyways. And if you're in the in-game content, I always assume, like in Alliance War, if I get hit with the 5-hit combo, I should probably just die, because it's it's the top tier of the game. So if you're counting on getting hit and surviving, I don't care what your setup is, you're not really going to survive. Now, you'll notice for PI a couple of things. Block proficiency is 4 out of 4. Now, this isn't actually for PI. This is just so that I'm not taking an insane amount of damage every time I parry. And then the top two, really, Salve and Recovery, are incredible PI boosts. If you haven't maxed these out, I challenge you to do so, and then take a screenshot of what the overall PI was for your champs before and after, and you'll be amazed. It'll jump by a couple of hundred. Now, I was told from a practical functioning standpoint that Recovery and I believe Salve are broken in the game. I can't confirm that, but I'm sure somebody awesome will comment below and let me know on that. Now, the utility is interesting. This one confused me because there's a lot of words I don't really understand. But in utility, you have the two most important masteries in the game. And I get a lot of beginners that find my videos. I appreciate you watching my channel as always. And they're asking me, all right, hey, I'm new. I'm like level 10. What mastery should I immediately go for? And I always say the same two: Dexterity and Parry. Now, you'll notice with Dexterity, the beautiful thing about it is if you evade, you only need 1 out of 3 to really get your evade working well. So you don't have to waste the time and effort and mastery points maximizing it. And I believe 1 out of 3 is the only real PI jump of that mastery anyways, and it's a huge PI jump when you activate it. Now, Parry 3 out of 3, I would max that out very, very quickly, because as you can see, reducing damage by 25% when you time a block is huge, especially when you get into Act 3 and Act 4 and Act 5, and you're going up against champions that are so much more powerful than you that even blocking a blow could really, really decrease your health big time if Parry is not maxed out. I also want to say that I'm kind of going back and forth because I have enough loyalty finally to unlock the final Mystic Dispersion 5 out of 5, but I'm not sure if I should. And I know a lot of you who watch my channel have Mystic Dispersion maxed out, so please comment below and let me know what you would recommend, which point I take off of. Do you think I should go 1 off of Block Proficiency and put that on Mystic Dispersion? I love suggestions, and I am here for your feedback just as much as you are here for mine. So again, this is a mastery setup that allows me to have really, really high PI in the arena while still doing very well in the monthly quests and Alliance Quest and Alliance War. If you don't care about the arena, this is not the mastery setup for you. But if you do, and I really am encouraging everyone who's gold depleted to build a mastery setup similar to mine, because you're going to maximize your gold for the minimal amount of fights in the arena, you're going to want to consider taking some kind of mastery build that is similar to this one. I also want to point out, when I go back to offense, that this 3 out of 3 in Pierce is really huge for maximum PI as well. And you'll see critical hits from your champions ignore an additional 15% armor, aka an insane amount of damage. Now, just like with Salve and Recovery, I have been told that Pierce is also broken, but I cannot confirm that. Again, if you know for a fact that this is the case, comment below, let me know, and I appreciate your feedback. So this is the May 2018 Mastery setup. If I tweak it and certainly max out Mystic Dispersion based off the feedback I get, then that will change, and I will probably do another Mastery build in a couple of months. I think I want to do one of these every 2 or 3 months. I think if you do a Mastery setup every month, it's just kind of overkill, and certainly I want to keep the content fresh on my channel, because that's why I love doing what I do. I love creating content that is unique and also kind of tweaks things. This is also a friendly reminder that in a couple of days, I'm going to put out a video, not this one, don't comment on this one, comment on the one that's it's actually called, where I give away up to 500 units between first and second place for the upcoming Blade 4-star basic arena. And all you have to do, it's free to enter, is comment your game ID. So in my case, it'd be Prof Hoff, but for you, it's whatever you're called. And then your overall score prediction. Please note, last time I caught quite a few cheaters that edited their score once the scores came out. So your score cannot be edited. If you have to make any changes, you will need to reply to your comment and post something below. And of course, all of these will be time-stamped in case you think about cheating. So thanks for watching, YouTube. I hope this mastery build helps you, especially if you're a beginner and you're wanting to maximize your PI in the arena. Good luck in the game, and as always, thanks for watching and supporting my MCOC channel.